Okay, I guess I'm live now. So, hello and welcome everyone to this session. My name is Mohammad Hisham Akhtar. I am a backend developer at DSC VIT, and today I'm going to be talking about this amazing competition known as the Google Solutions Challenge. So, the thing that I've noticed in these few months is that a lot of people who are in their first year, second year, and third year do not know about this challenge in general. So this session is just to give you uh, a bit of information about what this thing is all about, so that you can make the best of this amazing opportunity that has been presented to you. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, this will be pretty short. This will be around 30 to 35 minutes. So that you don't get very much bored or something. So anyway, these are the table of content what we'll be discussing today. We'll just have an overview of what solutions challenge is in general. Then we are going to be discussing the timeline, the judging criteria, and the prices of the solution challenge. And if these didn't motivate you, this probably will. Then we will discuss some of the overview videos that uh, you can use to get started with Google Solution Challenge. We will be sharing resources as in the kind of stuff that you could use to hone your skills to participate in this. Then we will be taking some questions from you in the chat, and then we will have a look back at that solution challenge last year so that you can know the kind of level that you're expected to work at. So let's get started now. So what is the Google Solution Challenge in general? So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are from Vellore Institute of Technology, and in Vellore Institute of Technology, there's a rich culture of hackathons out there, right? Hackathons, if you do not know in general, are a 2 or 3 day event at max, where what you do is that you are given some sort of tracks, which can be anything, and you identify some sort of an problem and you build a solution for it using any sort of technology, be it a website or an app or maybe a wearable device or any sort of technology you use to actually build a solution to that. So Google Solution Challenge is a bit different from a hackathon, because hackathons are just like 2 to 3 days, right? But Solution Challenge is big. Solution Challenge spans over months, right? And you have a lot of time to build a solution. So the solution which you will be building will be really, proper and sophisticated. And just like every hackathon, there are tracks for this solution challenge. And those tracks, we have 17 tracks here. Hackathons usually have 2 to 3. Here we have 17 tracks, and these 17 are basically the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. And yes, your solution has to identify any one of these tracks. You can go to the Google Solution Challenge link, which will be provided in the chats. And yeah, the link is right there in the chat. So you can go there, and every track has some targets, and you can see and you can read about these in pretty much detail. I won't be going through each of these one by one, because then that would make the session really long. So you can go and read them out. And what you have to basically do is you have to choose one of these tracks and then find some sort of problem, and you have to build a solution for it using some sort of a technology. That's what the Google Solution Challenge is all about. So let's move on. So what is the timeline? All right. So first of all, you have to join a Google Developer Student Club. What I mean by joining a Google Developer Student Club is that every Google Developer Student Club in the world has a community page. You need to go there and you need to sign up for their community, and that's it. So since I am from DSC VIT, our DSC VIT community page is on this link, dscv.it/community, and the link will be there in the chat yet again. So you can see this and you can just go there and you can sign up. Second, there will be a registration form. So this registration form you have to fill, and again the link for this form will be there in the chats and it will be shared with you. So you need to fill up this form, and you have to mention all the things that the form is pretty comprehensive in itself, so you'll understand what you have to do. But make sure that if you're participating from the side of DSC VIT, then in the form there's a field where they ask you which chapter you're doing it with, and you have to mention DSC VIT's name in there. Make sure you select that if you want to do it with us, and then you have to form a team, right? So the team can be anywhere between 2 to 4 members, and one member of your team has to be a part of a Google Developer Student Club who has signed up on the community page of any Google Developer Student Club around the world. It can be anyone, not just DSCVIT, but any Google Developer Student Club. And your at least one member has to be there. If all of the members are a part of it, then it's a great. If one of them is there, it's fine, right? Then then you need to select one of these 17 sustainable development goals, which you can see here. So you select one of these United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, and then you basically identify some sort of a solution, right? So these are basic. You will find these are some sort of ideals, or you can say some sort of problems in the society, right? Hunger, poverty, and all of these stuff. So you need to identify any sort of solution, some sort of idea you can come up with, which can, uh, solve any of these problems, and then you build your solution, right? So your solution has to use some sort of technologies, like it can be an application, it can be a website, it can be a hardware wearable, or it can be anything. I mean, any sort of thing that you can build using technology, you make it. You make the front end, you need to make the back end of it, you make the, if it's a hardware, then I mean, properly, design the hardware and then implement it. And after you have done all of that, when your solution is properly ready, you need to test your solution. You need to make sure that your solution works, it is solving a problem, right? You need to make sure that actually happens and your solution works. Once you've made sure that your solution works and you're satisfied with it, you have to record a demo video. And by demo video, I mean you have to basically record the working of the technology or the kind of app or website that you have built, and you have to submit it to Google by March 31st. You can submit it before that, but March 31st is the deadline. All right, a demo video by March 31st, and then you have to, and then on and in around May, not the exact dates are not exactly known right now, but in around May, the top 50 teams will be announced. And believe me, people from all over the world are going to be participating in this. So the number of teams which will be really huge. So top 50 is in itself a big achievement. Then in July, the top 10 finalists will be announced, and the top 3 winners will be announced live on YouTube in around August. All right. So this is the basic timeline for the solutions challenge, and let me just move on and we'll discuss about the judging criteria and the prizes. So the judging criteria. Now, even if you've been to hackathons and if you have conducted a hackathon yourself with that, that's great. If you have, if you haven't, it's not a problem. But you will know that there are 60. There are generally points for the technology, the solution that you've built, as well as the kind of issue that it addresses. So even in solution challenge, the impact that your project makes has a lot of weightage. So it has 60 points for impact and 40 points for the technology that you've used to build it and all of that. So the main point here is that you need to make sure that whatever you're making actually creates an impact in the society, and it actually addresses one of the sustainable development goals by the United Nations. And also, a lot of the points are for whether your solution has been properly developed or not. You might have a great idea, but if you're not able to implement it properly, then you will lose out points there too. And the vice versa is also true. So, both of it has to be balance of both to be actually there at the top, right? So these are the judging criteria: 60 points for impact and 40 points for the technology that you've used. Next are the prizes. Now, all of that, if that did not interest you, this probably will, because the prizes for this are really amazing. So the top 50 teams are going to get customized mentorship from actual Google employees, and that is something that is a great opportunity for anyone. I mean, then the top 10 teams in even they will definitely receive a mentorship from Googlers, but apart from that, they're going to get 1 year subscription to Pluralsight. Now, if you do not know what Pluralsight is a site where you have a lot of courses out there, and you can actually take a subscription of Pluralsight and you can watch those courses where you will be taught about a lot of things like cloud and front end and back end and all of that. And it is pretty great, and it's one of the best sites out there for this sort of online education. And a 1 year subscription, free 1 year subscription, is something that's really great for Pluralsight, because Pluralsight costs a lot, right? Then the top 3 winners are going to receive a Chromebook, and they will get to have a coffee chat with an actual Google executive, as well as their features will be their solution will be featured on the Google developers blog, which is a really great thing. I mean, everyone in Google knowing about what you have built, that is something that's really great. So, the prizes are really exciting, and it can be, if you do make it to the top, you'll get a lot of recognition by people at Google themselves. So yeah, I hope this at least motivated you. And apart from this, apart from the top 50 teams and everything, all of the participants will receive a digital profile badge and an official certificate from Google itself. So I mean, it's just participating also will get you something. So definitely don't hesitate to participate in the solution challenge session. All right. So yeah, now let's talk about the resources, right? So, a lot of you might be beginners here who do not have any do not have a lot of knowledge in a lot of the technologies out there, right? So what Google has done is Google has provided you lots of free resources to get started with some sort of technology so that you can actually build your solution properly. So some of these are actually Kotlin and Flutter. So Kotlin is for Android. Android is something that you all use in your day-to-day lives in your mobile phones. So if you want to build apps for Android, you have Kotlin. I mean, that is one of the what Google supports for Android. Then you have Flutter. Flutter is a cross-platform framework to build applications and using Flutter you can build apps for Android as well as iOS. So it's pretty amazing, Flutter, and a lot of people do use Flutter these days. If you have been following DSC VIT, you would know that we have had 3 sessions on Android, and we have also had a course on Flutter, and we also have some great videos on Flutter out there on our YouTube channel. So definitely go and check those out. Apart from that, Google gives you self-paced code labs, and the links for that will be given to you in the description. So definitely check those out. And these are really great stuff. So and these are free of cost, so you don't have to pay for any of these. Then we have TensorFlow. TensorFlow, if you do not know, is a deep learning framework. All the people who are involved in AI and ML and things like that will be knowing about what TensorFlow is in general. But if you don't, TensorFlow is a deep learning framework which is used by huge companies out there, and it is really, really powerful, and it makes your life a lot easier, believe me. So TensorFlow is something that you would want to incorporate if you're going to use machine learning in your solution. So definitely check out TensorFlow. It's open source and free for everyone to use. Then you have Firebase. Firebase is a service by Google, and it has so many features that I could probably take even 2-3 different sessions on Firebase itself. And it can be used in almost everywhere, like apps, websites, and server-side code and everything. Firebase can be used in some way or the other, right? So yeah, you can definitely check these out. And then you have Google Cloud, of course. Google Cloud is one of the biggest cloud providers out there. So, that is definitely great. And don't worry if you are actually not very familiar with these. We are going to have a few workshops coming up and on one of these technologies in the upcoming future, in the near future. And we will be taking sessions on these too. Apart from that, I've already mentioned that we have had workshops and courses on Flutter and a few other technologies out there, and we will be giving the links to all that. So that is great. So these are the resources that you could use to build and hone your skills, right? Next, let me take 1 minute to talk about this Parthian platform. So everyone who registers for Solution Challenge, after you have registered, you'll be getting an email on how you can join this online community known as Parthian. And what this community is all about is that it'll be with all your fellow participants who will be participating in this. Plus, it will have Google developer experts on there, and you can use this platform to actually get feedback on what your product is, and you could get technical advice if you're not able to understand how to go about building something. And you could also ask technical questions which are specific to the products that Google provides, so that you can make your solution which you have made your product a lot better than what it actually is. So you can get a lot of feedback. Maybe they can tell you that this is what is wrong and how you can change it. So by the time you are submitting the demo video, your solution is a lot better, and interacting and stuff like this is really great for you, and it is a plus point. So you should definitely check this out. Once you've registered for Solution Challenge, definitely wait for the email and join Parthian. Definitely, I mean, you should definitely do this. So let's move on. Okay, so just a few slides back, I talked about Google Cloud here. So let me just talk about it properly more. So Google Cloud is one of the biggest cloud providers out there, and it provides a wide variety of services, including Google Compute Engine, Google Kubernetes Engine, Google App Engine, and Anthos, and a lot of other products out there from Google Cloud. And a lot of these can be used to actually build your solution. But the problem with this is that Google Cloud, since it is a cloud service, it is paid, and you need to actually pay money to use some of these services, and that could be a blocker to you in building your solution because you need to invest a lot of money in it. So that is why Google has come up with something like this. So if you properly mention that you are going to use Google Cloud in your registration form, what Google will do is that it will contact you after you've submitted your idea. Google is going to contact you, and then they are going to give you free cloud credits so that you can use Google Cloud free of cost, and you don't have to worry about the money part of it, and you can just focus on building a solution and making it better so that you can contribute more to the community. All right. So this is definitely something that you can check out if you are planning to use some sort of cloud services in your solution out there. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so here I'm going to take a few questions, and these are a few frequently asked questions. Stuff like, people might ask that, does their solution have to come under one of those 17 sustainable developer goals? And yes, it has to come under one of those. Then what is the team limit and stuff like that? So, any question that you have right now, you can actually ask in the comments, and I will answer them right now. And if you do still have questions even after this session, you are free to contact us on any of our social media, and we will answer them. So what are the questions? Does anyone have any questions out here? Thank you, Ritik. Thank you, Chanakya. Do we have any questions, guys? Thank you, Raghav. Okay, I don't see any questions here from you guys in general. If you do have any questions, you could ask me. And if you don't have any questions, then we could probably move on. The last date for registration. So there is no last date for registration, but you have to submit a demo video by 31st of March. All right. How to register as a team. So all of your team members have to register individually, and then after that you will, and then you form a team, and then when you're submitting the solution on 31st, that is when you actually tell Google about your team, right? How will Google know who my team is? I think I answered that. And yes, one of your team members has to be a part of the community page of any developer student club around the world. So make sure of that. I guess there are not many more questions left, so I will move on, I guess. I hope I was able to answer your questions. So let's move on. All right. So 2020 Solution Challenge. So let's just take a look back at what happened last year, right? So you can see that these were the top 10 teams, by the way. These are the top 10 teams of the Solution Challenge last year, and these, and you could see Germany, United States, Hong Kong, Pakistan, South Korea, Ghana, Indonesia, Vietnam, Zimbabwe, and India. So you could see the kind of diversity that you will be having. So there will be people from all over the world who will be making top-notch products out there. So definitely check these videos out. These are a few demos, and this will be available on the channel of Google developers. So definitely check that out, right? Okay, I do have a few questions here. So how many team members are required? That is 4 team members, minimum 2, maximum 4. And could you please repeat about Parthian? Okay, I'll do that. So Parthian is a platform where you can, talk to people about all the stuff that I mean, it is like a platform where or everyone will be a part of, where all the people who are participating in the solution challenge, plus a lot of Google developer experts who will be there to mentor you and will be giving you feedback on what you will be giving you feedback on what your product is, so that you could probably improve more. All right. So what participants said in 2020, right? So, as I talked about these technologies, Android, Flutter, GCP, Firebase, and TensorFlow, these are, top-notch production-ready technologies. And last year, all the people who participated in the solution challenge love these technologies, and a lot of the solutions that did come up incorporate some of these in there. So definitely check these out. At DSC, we have a course on Flutter. We also have sessions on Android, and we have upcoming workshops too, which you can take part in, so that you could learn these technologies out there properly. So yeah, definitely check these out. So the demo day, of course, this is the demo day, and you can get the full video of the demo day on the Google Developers channel. And demo day last year happened on August 26, 2020, where the top 10 winners products were showcased and the top 3 winners were announced. All right. So definitely check this video out so that you get to know the kind of stuff that you will be doing in general. And yeah, let's move on. This is a surprise for all of you. So DSC VIT is back with Women Techies 2021. Now, what is Women Techies? So every year at DSC VIT, we have Women Techies, and it is a women-centric hackathon where you know women and men, both of them, of course, both of them can participate in this hackathon. And the only criteria is that there has to be 50% female participation in each team. All right. So what this hackathon aims at is to promote women in tech. And why I'm mentioning this right now in this session is because the top 10 teams from Women Techies are going to get personalized mentorship from the expert team of developers at DSC VIT, and their solution will be submitted to the solution challenge itself. So definitely participate in Women Techies 2021. The dates and all the further information about Women Techies will be posted on our social media handles. And just in the next slide, I'm going to give you all the social media handles that we do have. So definitely check this out. And it is going to be a really great hackathon. We have a lot of things planned for you. There is exciting prizes for the top three teams out there, and it's a great opportunity for you to get some sort of get a feel of how things do happen in hackathons if you haven't participated in any. And if you are a woman, definitely participate in this, because this is for you fellow women out there who want to get better at tech, and this is to promote all the women in technology. So definitely check this out. And it happens every year. We've been doing it for 2 years now, and this is the third edition of Women Techies, I think. So yeah, Women Techies is back, and it'll be conducted online this time. Usually we have it offline, but this time it will be online, done virtually. So because of the entire pandemic situation. But yeah, definitely check Women Techies out, and the top 10 teams are going to get mentorship, and the solutions will be sent for solution challenge. So that's a great thing. So I guess we are at the end of the session now. I hope I didn't make it too boring for you. And these are the following. You can go to these links. dscv.it/insta is our Insta handle, is our Twitter, our LinkedIn, and this is a community page. As I mentioned back in the previous slide, if you want to do the solution challenge through DSC VIT, you have to go to a community page and sign up. And in the form, you have to mention that you are a part of DSC VIT and you're going to want to do the solution through DSC VIT itself. Yes, Shreya, I think you got it. So this is your community page. You can definitely go here and sign up. So I guess thank you very much for listening to this session, and I hope that I was able to give you some sort of an insight into this session. And I really can't wait to see what you guys are going to build through DSC VIT and the other solutions that are going to come up. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you in the next upcoming workshop that we're going to have. Thank you so much.